Okay, I'm going to write some lists here, and you'll notice that I have a certain kind of structure to my code already, right? Where I've used tabs on my keyboard in order to give some space or some room between my different tags so I can see what the kind of branching structure is or the hierarchy is for my code. In this case, I feel like it gets a little bit too, there's a little bit too, I don't know, too much in like minutia to go ahead and, paragraph, make some paragraphs around all of my different inline styling. So for inline styling like this, or text styling, I'm just leaving these embedded within the paragraph tags. I'm not, and these are for like my bigger kind of like larger structures of my different dividing sections in the body. In this, I'm going to use this particular format of using tabs to be able to move this bit of code out so then I can see everything that's within this line is within that same branching structure. They're basically equal, right? They're read equally. The head is read is equal to the body, but within the body is div, and the div, all the dividing sections, if I had another one here, right? And I might have a number of different dividing sections. Then I'm going to do that, right? And then it automatically says, okay, then we'll tab this out and we'll start a new tab here. So I might say another header 1, or maybe in this case I'll say header 2, and I'll say links or something like that. And I would like it to preview. There we go. It's updated now. Right, and so now I have a new dividing section here. I have this caret, right? Okay, this caret here is because it doesn't know what I'm doing with this bit of code that I haven't finished, which is that I was going to write a list. So maybe I will instead, in this second dividing section, instead of it being called links, I might say it's lists. Okay. So under my lists header, I'm going to now write my list, and it's going to be within the same, it's in the same level as the header itself is, right? It's just content that's right underneath this content. But surrounding all of this content are these dividing sections. So I'm going to go ahead and write an unorganized list, which is UL. That's the particular element, that's the tag for unorganized lists. Nothing's happening because I don't have any content yet. So in order to make a list, I'm going to then have a list item, li. And within my list item, I'm going to call this 1. Right? And now you see an unorganized list is a series of bullet points. I can do another one. I can say li, and this one will be 2. And maybe this is a little bit, silly to create all of this space in between something like this. So I'm going to actually leave the format looking like this. So now I have my lists, and just for fun, I'll do a third one, right? li and 3. Okay, so now I have a particular list here. I'm going to put a heading under this one. I'm going to say heading 3. And for heading 3, I'm going to call this unorganized list. Now, and I can write code anywhere, right? I don't have to go in any particular order. I can jump back up into a different part of my code to write more code. So right under my unorganized list, which is UL, I'm going to do another H3, which makes sense to me. I have my header, my main heading is my site, and then I have a subheading called lists, and then within that subheading I have another one called unorganized lists. So now I'll do an organized list. Organized list. Okay, and so for this particular list, instead of UL, it's OL. So OL means organized list. And so now within this tab, within this tag, I'm going to make another list item, li. And I said I wasn't going to do that. Let me go back and say 1. So an organized list numbers things. li 2. And maybe instead of 1, 2, I'll say item, first item. Doesn't matter. Second item. Third item. Now, this is a really good time or an opportunity for me to talk about attributes. So far we've been talking what we've been writing, and you see them highlighted in blue here. These are our elements within our tags. But within the tag itself, I can write attribute statements, and that allows me to change particular variables within that particular tag. So for my organized list here, I can set a variable, and I'm going to go to my reference here, and I'm going to go to my organized list reference, and let's see where I can find that. That is going to be see if I can find it here. And maybe I will try to find it. I did Command F, and I'm going to say OL and see if it, that's going to give me every single OL. Let me do OL. There we go. Ordered list. I said organized list. My apologies. It's an ordered list. I will change that. If I click on my ordered list here, and this looks familiar, doesn't it? From the Mother of All Demos. But anyway, what this tells us here is it'll tell us what attributes I can assign to this tag. So here I want to set a type attribute, and these are the different type attributes. So the default is, here it says default, is numbers, but I can do like lower uppercase letters, Roman numerals. So let me go ahead and write my attribute for this particular list. So let me change this. This is unordered list. And this is an ordered list. So I can say here, type, and now it's in green because it's an attribute, equals, and these are the, so, you know, Dreamweaver knows what we're doing, and it says here's your options, okay? Upper lowercase letters, Roman numerals. All right, I'll do Roman numerals. And let's see it get, okay, so to update it here in my split view, I just have to click up here and that will update it. Okay, it takes a little, if it's not doing it automatically, just click here and then it will change it. So there you can see I have, instead of it being in numbers, it's in Roman numerals. Okay, with my unordered list, I don't have the opportunity to change the type, but I can change whatever this bullet point looks like. So let me go back to my reference here, and this is in there. Here's some related topics, so I don't have to go back and find it in the list of elements. I can find it here, UL, which is an unordered list. And let's go down to my attributes. And the types I can choose are circle, disc, or square. Not all browsers support triangle. So some of this information is really, you know, can be useful things like, because these languages get updated. And so things become depreciated, things become, some tags are no longer, browsers don't support them, browsers don't know what they mean. So you'll see some warnings and stuff like that. But anyway, let me go back here, and under my unordered list here, I can say type equals, and it's going to be in, I can just click one of these, but you do want to put them in these quotations. And the reason you need to do that is because you're writing a string. This is just how you write an attribute, is you say what attribute are you assigning? So in this case, it's type, and then what is that attribute? So I'll say circle. There. So now I just have a circle, or instead I can say square. Okay, now it's a square, or the type disk is the default. Okay, so we've started to write some attributes, and we have our, and we've been writing elements. So next we are going to start to insert some images into our site.